All right, so you have gone through by now, chosen your 5 main keywords you want to rank for, and made a list of 12 supporting articles that will rank to each of your Cornerstone pages. It's time to get started in actually creating your Cornerstone content and your supporting content. I'm excited because this is where the rewards really come from. Because at the end of the day, we need to create rank-worthy content if we're going to see real results in our SEO efforts. Through optimization, you can make some definite progress. You can start to rank, but really having a dominating rank-worthy content plan is what is going to get you big results. Now, here's the thing that you do need to know, though. Content is hard work. It's not easy, and I wish there were a recipe that I could give you that would just make it, sprinkles and fairy dust, and all of a sudden your website is ranking. Unfortunately, it's hard work to make it happen. But it does work, and that's the important part. And there's more than just ranking that you get out of great content. Content generates traffic, so you're actually getting viewers visiting your site because of the content you produce. It creates a backlink, which is very important for SEO, and it builds likability and trust with your potential customers. So that's the biggest bonus of creating great content, is when a future prospective client, whoever it is, goes and sees your content and they are helped by it and they actually find that content valuable. They're going to like you more and trust you more and be appreciative and that much more likely to book you. Even if they were choosing between, say, business A and business B, and yours is A and it's a little bit more expensive and B is a little bit cheaper, and they were leaning that way, they might go with you simply because they like you and they trust you. And that is why it is said that content is king. Now, it's more than just content that we need to produce. We need to produce quality content to really see results, because people need to find it helpful and valuable and shareable if it's going to produce the results that we want. And quality content is also not just enough. We also need to find people who value that and share it with them so that they know it exists. If people don't know you exist, if they don't know your website is out there, they can never book you, never see your content. And we all know that struggle, right? You create the website, you're not having visitors and traffic. That might be why you bought this in the first place, to show you how to get people to know you exist. And we are going to show you those strategies as well. So in this video, step 2, we're going to create our Cornerstone content and supporting articles. Now, I'm not going to walk you through every single step of writing an article, because you can write an article on your own. I know that you are a big person and you have the skills, but I am going to show you an example of some Cornerstone content. So I just created this webpage because I said I should probably have an example for you for Vernon Wedding. So I wanted to rank for a nearby city that is near Kelowna. It's called Vernon. And so the keyword I'm targeting on this page is Vernon Wedding Photography. And so I've gone through and I've created some text and a nice design. So Vernon Wedding Photographers is right at the very top, because that is the keyword that I want to rank for. It's heading 1 tag. Remember, all the other stuff that we've talked about so far for SEO optimization applies to this. So I've got a welcome, specializing in authentic and organic destination weddings. And so I've got my keywords sort of scattered in here. We've got weddings, we've got elopements, we've got wedding photography based in Vernon and the Okanagan, which is the surrounding area. Then we've got all things Vernon Wedding Photography, combination of Vernon weddings, ceremony sites, reception venues, and resources for planning a wedding in Vernon. So that's what this content article page is about. Then I've gone ahead and just inserted some other nice stuff to make it look visually pleasing. I've got some testimonials here, a few of fave Vernon wedding and engagements. And so what I would do is create this kind of a page for each of your keywords. So let's say that I was an Arizona hot tub salesman. I would make a page for Arizona hot tubs, or for a specific city. Maybe that would be Phoenix Hot Tub Sales Emporium. And then it would say Phoenix Hot Tub Experts. Welcome to the experts on all things Phoenix hot tubbing. We cover all of it. We've got advice and resources and tutorials for getting the very most out of your hot tub experience in the Phoenix area. Make sure to browse our resources below and learn everything there is to know about hot tubbing at its best inside of Phoenix. Maybe have some testimonials. And what I've done, actually, just to show you, because it can be kind of hard to come up with these pages, you can look at a website that has great SEO already, like Lynn and Jersa, which we covered the other day. Or I just grabbed my homepage and I essentially just took what was already on my homepage, because I put a lot of work into optimizing this, and you'll see a pattern emerging here, right? So if we look at that and then we look at this page, the layout is exactly the same. And that's okay. Google isn't going to penalize me for making the layout visually the same, and it's going to look more consistent with my brand, which is great. I have just gone through, I took all of that layout, and I switched the text. So I rewrote the text. Instead of it being Love is an adventure, welcome to Tailor Fit Photography, it now says Vernon Wedding Photographers, welcome to Tailor Fit Photography. Okay, so I've gone through, saved myself a bunch of time by copying that layout over, And then this is where I would insert links to all of my articles to do with Vernon wedding photography, because that's the keyword I'm targeting. So I might have all of the weddings that took place in Vernon up here. I would create some of my other content based around my content map. This might be, 12 wedding venues in Vernon, or outdoor wedding venues in Vernon, or how to choose your wedding venue. I would have all of that just organized in here. And all this is just my blog post. And I have the rest of my page is the same thing. I went through and I just took this text and I switched it out and rewrote it so that it had my keywords in here. We grew up in Vernon and love being here. Being in Vernon is always a treat for us. I've got Vernon. I've got some nearby venues in here. So I've got Silver Star, which is Vernon's ski hill. I have Sparkling Hill in here somewhere. There we go, which is a resort right nearby, which has a lot of weddings. Predator Ridge also has a lot of weddings. A lot of venues to choose from, such as Silver Sage out near Lavington. Again, this is a nearby kind of suburb in Vernon, as well as more isolated areas of BC. That's my state. And some surrounding areas as well. So I'm inserting keywords in here strategically, but also not making it unreadable. So it makes sense when you read through it. You want to keep the personality in there. Again, it's always a balance between SEO and user experience, because I don't want to come off as a spammy spammer, but I do need to get my keywords in there if I want this page to rank. So again, I've got Vernon wedding photographers and a little bit of information about our studio, and I've rewritten it to include information on Vernon, and then some contact info on the bottom. So that's all you need for a cornerstone page. So it doesn't have to look like this. You don't have to copy this format exactly. It could just be a long article. Let's say that you wanted to rank for Vernon wedding venues. So let's go through here and see what is currently ranking for Vernon wedding venues. And because I'm in America right now, and the Vernon I'm talking about is in Canada, we're going to go like this. So Wedding Wire is ranking, and again, here's my website ranking near the top. And I could probably update this and get it to the top. You can see that this website has not been updated in a while because I'm not really doing wedding films anymore. But you can see that this is not anywhere near as pretty or awesome. It's simply a list of Vernon wedding venues, and then some info at the top. So I've got, if I actually search here, Vernon appears 82 times, Vernon wedding venue appears 24 times, venues appears 5 times. So you can see that my keywords are in here. I've got a simple page, and this is a little spammy. I wouldn't actually do this anymore. I would make it more useful for people rather than having this text to skip over. And then you could just have, if you're targeting wedding venues, you could have a list of all of your venues on this page. It doesn't have to be complicated. It could just be a simple article with a list of different resources for brides and grooms and whoever it is that is your target market to look through. So it's as simple as that to create your cornerstone content. And after that, we are just going to find linking articles and assign them to that page. So for instance, I'm going to just save myself some time here. So by doing this in Google, I just put site tailoredfitphotography.com. That's my website. And then I put what I wanted to search for. So it's searching for all of the terms that line up on this particular site. So I have all of these. I've got this wedding happened in Vernon. And here's the archive of all weddings tagged with Vernon. Here's another wedding in Vernon. And so I could go through then and grab each of these, open up this blog post that already exists. I don't have to put any more work into it. I would just grab, and this is old, so don't judge me for my hashtag 2000s editing style. I go through and I would grab this page, I would edit it, and somewhere in here I would insert a link. So I would probably put it in the bottom maybe and say, for more wedding photography, visit our Vernon wedding photography page, and then you would click, pretend that said this, and I would click it, and that would take me to this Vernon wedding photography page, wherever that went. So that's what we're going to do. You're going to create your cornerstone content. It doesn't have to be complicated. All you need to do is just create a nice page that looks visibly pleasing and has your keywords on it, and then you can organize your blog posts and resources inside of that page if that's how you want to lay it out, or you can make one large article on that particular topic depending on what your keyword is. And then you're going to go ahead and grab the posts you already have that have to do with that topic and link to that page. And if you do not have posts already, you're just going to get started and make some posts. So for instance, choosing a wedding venue, I'm typing into Pinterest now, and I would go ahead and grab, let's see, budget tip 32. Well, I don't really want budget clients, so 5 steps to choosing a wedding venue. That sounds great. So I'm going to take a look at this particular article and grab the points that they have, and then just rewrite a similar article around a very similar topic. Insert some of my images into my post, and then at the bottom, link to my Vernon Wedding Photographer page. So it's as simple as that. We're going to create 2 to 3 pieces of content, if you don't have any content, for each of your Cornerstone pages. And if you already do have content, then just assign that content to your Cornerstone page and start creating those links. So you have 5 keywords to do and at least 3 pieces of content for each keyword. So this is definitely not going to be easy, right? Content is hard work. You're going to have to take the time, do it over a couple of days, maybe just do it for 30 minutes a day for a couple of weeks, smash it out. An article shouldn't take you more than, say, 30 or 40 minutes tops. So after a couple of weeks, you'll have all this content, and I know it seems like a ton of work, but the beauty is very, very few people are willing to do this. In fact, if you're watching this video, you may or may not do it. I'm assuming that probably 90% of you guys watching this video are not going to actually do the hard work of creating this content, so you are not going to see the same results as the people who choose to do it. So I challenge you, be one of those people, do the hard work, create this content, and you will start to see results. In the next video, I'm going to show you some strategies to get your content seen, and also we're going to dive into the killer SEO strategy I've been saving for last, and it is video. All right, let's do it.